Hi everyone, my name is Natalie Ledwell and this is the Inspiration Show. Now today on the show I have my very good friend Barry Goldstein here. Hi Barry, how are you?
Great, Natalie. How are you?
I am fantastic, all the better for talking to you today.
Awesome.
Uh, Now Barry I've known for several years and we actually met through Dr. Joe Dispenza.
That's
And
right.
we work a lot with his in his advanced workshops. And Barry is in charge and creates the amazing, ethereal, beautiful music that goes along with a lot of the live meditations that we do there. Now, Barry actually has a new book that's coming out, which is called The Secret Language of the Heart, where he talks about music and vibration, not just how we find it beautiful, but how it's being used as a healing modality in a whole bunch of different areas. So before we get into all the exciting stuff that we want to talk about today, Barry, why don't we start with your story? Like, have you always been a musician? Like, how did you get into this kind of work?
I have. I mean, from a very early age, I think I knew I wanted to be doing music, and I'm a native New Yorker, and I was deeply immersed, in the business of music, and a rock musician and a producer now for over 25 years. So my background was initially in rock, and I had the privilege of working with Les Paul, who invented the electric guitar, as well as a host of studio musicians that you would know of the people that they work with. And the basis of it all was that I was getting really burnt out and jaded on the music business, and started using the healing aspects of music for my own coping mechanisms, to make myself less anxious and more stress-free, and also to learn how to become more aware of my own heart and what I wanted to do, in this world. And I think that's one of the things about music is it goes beyond art and entertainment, and it really helps us to uncover our life's passions and our purposes as well.
Yeah. And I agree with you. I know that when I do some of the Dr. Joe's meditations, especially one of those walking meditations, like I feel my heart chakra opening up so quickly,
Mhm.
and clearly. So explain to me how that's happening. Is it a particular sound or a tone, or well, why does that happen?
Well, in the particular case of a lot of the meditation music that I do, and I'm doing with Dr. Joe, it's based on what's called entrainment. Okay, so music has a metronome, right, in which it has a time signature, right, and we have a metronome, right, within ourselves, which is our heart, right. So our heart at a relaxed state is about 60 beats per minute, between 60 and 70, depending on yourself and how much you meditate and exercise and all of that, lifestyle as well. But music we can program at about 60 beats per minute, and I combine that with long ethereal tones that don't distract you, as well as not a lot of melody, right? And what happens is we know that if you put 20 different metronomes in a room together, right, research has indicated that they will eventually start synchronizing. Okay, so that's exactly what happens with the music and your heart. You might start off here, and the metronome starts off here, right? But as you listen, you start to breathe with it, right? And you center on your heart. Your heart adapts to the metronome of that, and that's really why you're feeling a presence in your heart and that awareness.
Right, absolutely. So with your book, I know that you talk a lot about how music is being used to heal. So tell me some of the research and the stuff that you have in the book that kind of opens up that whole space. Because to me, using music to heal is like that's just it's innovative, right?
Oh, absolutely. And I think it comes to also when we say the word heal, most people think of the physical body. So I just want to start by kind of redefining that. I think of healing as a mechanism that happens with our four bodies. So mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual. Those four pieces of the pie really are what our health exists of. And when those are in balance is when we can work towards having more optimal health. So in working with music, it works with all of those. It works from the physical body to working with Alzheimer's patients to help them access more memories using their preferred music. Right? It helps working with autistic children to help them have more emotional understanding when we can use specific songs that represent different emotions, like the song Happy by Pharrell,
Yes.
or a sad piece of music by Beethoven or Bach, then autistic children tend to have an understanding of what those emotions are, right, based on the music. So where typical language fails, music is the universal language that works with that. And, it's also being used in heart patients to work with lowering blood pressure depending on music. Just a host of things. There's so many different things that you can't really talk about all of them in 15 minutes.
No, of course not. So what was your motivation behind writing the book?
Well, for me, I've lived this. I know how powerful music can be in shifting and transforming your life and helping you to achieve what you're here to do. So that's really what drives me. What is each person here to do in the center of their hearts, right? What are they here to share with the world? And I think if you ask most people, would you like to lead a more heart-centered life? Most people will say, of course, they'll raise their hands. But we're not taught those things, right? And music is a tool that helps us assess that. Right, and access it as well. So as we learn to listen to our own internal music, where the book starts, right? Listen to your internal symphony, your heartbeat, your breath. When you release that sigh out, right? When we can connect with our internal orchestra, then we can really put a deeper awareness on the music outside of ourselves and how it talks to us and how our heart talks back constantly. Our intuitive self is more connected.
Yeah, because I know that you've done a lot of research, which you've included in the book. So what's something that through doing your research that really surprised you? What's something that really jumped out?
Yeah, well, this is a great one, because as most people know in the spiritual community have been chanting Om, right, since probably they've started meditating, right? But science is starting to catch up to that, and there's a study that shows that chanting Om worked with engaging a part of our brain that accesses inner peace and serenity, okay, through fMRI studies. So this is from actual MRIs that show the brain, and they had a certain group chanting the vowel of S, right, and nothing happened with the brain. And as they chanted Om, that is when that part of the brain was engaged. It's called limbic deactivation, where the brain is in inner peace and a place of calm and safety. So science is catching up and showing these things. And for me, what's exciting is we have the opportunity to lecture to doctors, and seeing 200 doctors in a room standing up chanting Om after we provide the science for that. It's really exciting how music is starting to be recognized as a low-cost, non-invasive tool to assist the healing process.
Yeah. And it's not just music per se. Is it more like vibration? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, I mean, it's both. When we're chanting, there's usually a specific note that's connected with it, but vibration as well, and I think that's a lot of time it's ignored in our conversation about sound and music, and that's why I incorporated it in the book. As you know with mind movies, right, how important the vibration of our own words are, right, and what those words tell our physical body. And the question I always ask myself, are my words serenading my physical body, or are they creating a dissonant song to it? So even when we talk about illnesses, when we use the words like terminal, right, or chronic, right, as opposed to we have a health challenge, right, how does that tell our body two different stories? So the book incorporates that as well, how to talk to our bodies with a higher vibration so that we can become more aware of what our heart's trying to tell us as opposed to our mind.
Right, okay. And and talking about mind movies, like you understand how when we combine music, it completely takes our mind movie to a completely different level. And I think for me, music is the secret sauce. So how could we use music in that application to really help to concrete in the affirmations or the visualizations that we want to create in our life?
Yeah, I was hoping you would ask that, and I was hoping we could talk a little bit about my movies too, because what I found so powerful combining the music and the visualizations with my movies is that as you're watching that movie over and over with the music, right, even when you take the music out afterwards, are you still hearing that music?
Oh, yeah.
Right. It's programmed, right?
Yep.
It's already programmed. And the other way around, right? So as you listen to that music and your mind movie's not there, right? Are you seeing the visualization of your intention?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right. So they work together, and I think that's really important because that's what science is showing us. It's what I call musical pinnacle. When you can identify your happy song, right, and even thinking about it can bring you to that place where you're now expanding your consciousness and you're connecting with that and programming. So for me, in the first steps in creating a music program, or what I call becoming the DJ of your own life, right, is 3 times of day, right? When you wake up in the morning, think about what music is going to support your intention for the day, where you are, what emotion you're in, right? Because if you have a big business meeting, right, and you want to be high geared and up, right, you might not want to listen to relaxing music. You know, you might want to listen to I'm So Excited by the Pointer Sisters, right? So I think we tend to think everything has to be meditative, you know, and I think the body wants to move, the heart wants to move as well. So start your day with a song that's going to support your intention. Think of it like a meal. You're starting off, you're breaking your fast of music. What is it that you want to incorporate? And then in the middle of your day, I think of it like lunch. What's going to revitalize my energy? What's going to bring me back to my heart center? And so again, do you need to relieve anxiety and stress and listen to a calming piece of music? Or maybe some drumming, you know, where you're getting up and moving your body and you're drumming along with it. And then at night, I think of it kind of like dessert. So something sweet, something that's going to nurture the soul, right? Something soft and gentle that's going to allow you to wind down. And I always suggest about an hour before you go to sleep at night to put on a piece of music that's going to entrain the heart or going to work with your, moving you to an alpha or theta brainwave frequency to kind of bridge your beta day, right? And allow yourself to integrate your day, right, and to unwind. Most of us just go from being type A's, right, and going on the internet and social networks and then going to sleep, and we don't process our day. And that's why so much of our country is experiencing, you know, insomnia, is because we don't have a chance to slow down. You know, I say listen to your heart, connect with your breath, right, and ask yourself, what were the lessons of my day? What do I have to be thankful for in my day? And how can I fine-tune those challenges that happen today? So when you wake up in the morning, you're not just rolling into another day. You know, you're in control of programming your day. And just like meditation, you're going to seek the most benefits or get the most benefits, right, from programming yourself and programming your own music. And that's really what the book is about. It's about creating transformation through the awareness of what resonates with you.
Yeah. So, what I hear you saying is that, you know, what my definition of calm music is someone else's. They have a different definition, and it doesn't really matter what it is. It's more what it means to us. Is that right?
Yeah, I think it's a combination. I think there's some great starting points, like with what we talked about with entrainment, you know, but and winding down or jumping up. But ultimately, I think that if we move into just creating panaceas, right, where we say this frequency will help you with this frequency will help you with that, right? I think it's ultimately that might be a great starting point, but it needs to resonate with you. And the music, okay, that's incorporating those frequencies has to be harmonious to you. Right. You know, or else we're just writing prescriptions like, you know, like the medical field is doing in some aspects of it. You know, it has its purpose, absolutely. We need those things as well. But the point is, let's get to the bottom of why those things exist and not just blanket everything. You become your own sound healer. You know what's good for your body.
Yeah, absolutely. Barry, it's been so awesome talking to you today. And, you know, I agree. I think that music is the medicine of the current age. And what we're talking about here is like a very low-cost and a really fun and awesome way to be able to get yourself in a higher vibration, to be able to help influence your day just through the soundtrack that you choose to play. So, Barry, if we wanted to connect people with you to get their hands on the book or to connect with you some other way, where can we send them to do that?
Sure. Well, the book is available pretty much everywhere, Amazon.com and Borders and Barnes & Noble, all of those. You can find my music on iTunes, CD Baby as well, and you can find me and more about me at BarryGoldsteinMusic.com.
Beautiful. So, guys, if you're watching this online, just click on the banner to the side there to go through to Barry's site. Or if you're watching it on the app, just click the banner underneath. So thanks again, Barry. It's been great chatting to you, as always.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for the work you're doing.
Thank you. Now, guys, I encourage you to share this video, and you can do that by clicking the Facebook and the Twitter share buttons on this page. Also, make sure that you leave your email so we can send you the Manifesting with the Masters video e-course. And so until next time, remember to live large, choose courageously, and love without limits. We'll see you soon.